Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Ministry Moment. I've been thinking this week a lot about drifting away from things. During this pandemic, these last number of years, we had to move away from a lot of the things that we had as habits, things that we did all the time and had then become a part of who we were and our families. And when we stopped those things, not only we get out of the habit, but it was sort of hard to get back into them. You know, we keep talking about everything getting back to normal now, but what does that look like? It's been hard for a lot of us to get back into some of those habits, some of those things that were good things that we need to get back into. The way we ate and the exercise programs we had, and certainly going to church was one of those things that has changed dramatically. What does it mean if we've drifted away from some of those proper habits? I was thinking a lot about a canoe trip I took with my youngest daughter when she was very small. It was one of the first times we were ever out in a canoe together. It's a little lake. It was a beautiful day, and we were just paddling along. She was sitting in the front and basically didn't have to paddle at all, and either did I, really. I should have been clued into that, the fact that I barely had to paddle and we would go for quite a while. Until we got to the other side of the lake and it was time to head back, so we turned around, and that's when I realized that there was a little bit of a current as this lake emptied out into a larger one, and that had been pulling us along as we went. And now as we tried to turn back, I couldn't do it alone. It was really hard to paddle hard enough to make enough headway to keep going. It just kept pulling us back further and further. The funny thing, maybe the hardest thing about that drifting along in that lake, was that to drift, all you have to do is nothing, and it carries you along. And that's been the problem with some of our good habits, some of those habits for some of us around prayer and around reading the scriptures and around church, and for others around diet and eating together as a family, and a lot of those good things, is we just stop doing them, and all you have to do to drift away from those good things is to do nothing. So how do we get ourselves back? The thing that keeps you from drifting in a boat is an anchor. And I think the thing that keeps you drifting in life, or keeps you from drifting in life, is an anchor as well. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, we're told that God is our anchor. And that when we keep God as that anchor, He will keep us safe when the storms swirl around us. And I think that's part of what it means to stop ourselves from drifting from some of these good habits now. Is to take a look at how we need to focus back on what God has in that safety and structure for us. How does God act as our anchor to keep us where we need to be and to stop us from just drifting away? Over the next couple of weeks, I think I'm going to delve into this topic a little bit more, but for today, I just wanted to ask you to think about, where have you been drifting? Where have you been drifting where maybe you needed to anchor yourself in? Take care, my friends. God bless, and I will see you again next week.